There we go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Mr.Rockoff Johnson here with another video. And as much as I want to make this video about this car, it's not going to be about this car. In fact, I was kind of going to do this video with this car just, on in the background. I just got done driving it around real quick just to, circulate everything in the system. But yeah, these fumes are kind of bad, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Hey, and I'm fat. Terrible noises. Alright, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty of this video. And this is gonna be the start of, like, I guess what's kind of gonna be the separation between, like, my YouTube and Patreon. We ain't gonna get deep into it, but hello, you Patreon backers. You guys are actually getting this in the very least a month ahead of everyone else. And for you people on YouTube that are getting this at the very least a month later, get on Patreon, because there's a lot of stuff going on Patreon, because pretty much everything that's about to go on and more vloggy stuff is going to happen on Patreon, and YouTube's just either going to get it later or not at all, to be honest. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get on with it. This is, of course, my FRS. You guys know this car. We built this car on the channel. You guys saw it from the jump when I even first bought the car back in 2014 for my 21st birthday. Like, you guys know this car. You guys know about the converter, you know about the record, you know about the turbo, build mode, all that kind of stuff, 500, all that kind of stuff. I mean, this car is Mr. Let's just be real. That rings in my mind just as much as y'all. Now, as much as I love this car and this build and all the joy and memories that it's brought us, I've come to a point where I need something more. Not saying that, I can't just do it with this car and everything, but I'm pretty much done with it. I'm gonna make a separate video on everything with that. But for the sake of this video, we ain't gotta get that deep into it. You see, way back when, as you guys remember, when I first started building the cars, I always wanted a V8. Everyone knows I love V8, especially LS's and everything like that. But I never actually bought one. I ended up building a 4-cylinder because I kind of wanted to get that bug out, which is what I did. I ended up building my favorite motor, the boxer motor. Ended up building that in a rear-wheel drive platform, which is, of course, my FRS, and did everything I wanted with it. And that was fun while it lasted. But now I have more needs, I have higher needs, and I need something a little faster, something a little bit more consistent, some a little bit more reliable under power, some like a V8 car. Now, of course, if you know me and you've been watching the videos and everything like that, you'll know that I have had an obsession with Corvettes my entire life, and I do plan on buying a Corvette, the C6 Grand Sport LS3 being my absolute favorite. Then coming after that comes the C7 platform. But those are my absolute favorite cars, and I did plan on buying a Corvette after I got done with this car, and especially with the C6 is dropping down in price, that's a possibility. However, I got a different idea, right? So there's been this car that has been popping up in my life here and there randomly. First, when I was about to buy my TC, I actually was gonna buy this car, and I went home to tell my mom and everything, yeah, there's this car, this dealership, I'm gonna buy it. Then we went back to the dealership, I saw the TC and I bought that. Fast forward, and I thought about buying it again when I was looking at this car, a 370Z and a 5.0 Mustang, and I ended up weeding it out, and then weeding out the 370, then weeding out the 5.0, and getting the FRS there. And in between this time, I met this guy named, who I did just bleep his name on purpose because he be coming outside, but if you know, you know. But I met him in between that time, and he had an all-motor Firebird. And if you know anything about the Firebird, it came out with the WS6 LS1 car. It's a cool car, it's a dope car, great budget car, but it ended up being an all-motor car, then turning into a turbo car, right? That car has since, its name is Bud Heavy, it's known all around. He's gone to Texas 2K, whooping ass down there in Texas. He's gone up Jersey, Delaware, Philly, all around, just whooping ass with that car, and that car is extremely dope. And I always, not trying to ride him too much, but I always looked up to him and his build, because he literally started off with an all-motor car and then built it and made it fast, and he just tore up the streets. So with that being said, as I'm pretty sure as you can tell from the way that I'm wording everything, I'm ready to build my next car, and I'm gonna take a pause on the Corvette. The Corvette will come eventually, but the first car I'm gonna buy is a WS6 Trans Am, and I'm pretty much gonna tell you why and give you my reasonings, and I'm gonna give you an overview on how I want the car to end up turning out, but a full video on like the build list and like everything behind that whole thing will come out later. I do not have the Trans Am yet, but I have started looking. And just so we're clear, the FRS is not going anywhere, nor is it getting a motor swap. It's pretty much gonna stay the way it is. I am just gonna do some things to do some, like, you know, regular obvious maintenance. Like I need to change the struts on it, and shocks and all that kind of stuff, just because it's, you know, stuff that wears out over time. But for the most part, this car is done, and honestly I'm probably gonna neglect it once the Trans Am come, because I'm gonna be very focused on that build. But here's why. I need the Trans Am to be reliable and to be fast. And to have a car reliable and fast, it needs to be a few things, and this is why I'm going with the Trans Am. You see, so far as the reliability, the WS6 Trans Am comes stock with over 350 horsepower coming out of a V8 LS1, which, I mean, come on now, everyone knows about those LS1 V8s. It also comes in a 5-speed and I'm gonna read right off of here because I actually just messed this up. A 4-speed automatic transmission or a Borg-Warner 6-speed manual transmission, which either way. So okay. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go to the reliability. Right, so it has a reliable motor. The 6-speed is known to be a fairly reliable transmission, but I don't know about the automatic. I haven't necessarily seen too much about the automatic in my research so far, but I'm still looking everything up, so yeah. Either way, of course, we'll get to that, but either way, it's not gonna matter at a certain point. So we've got the reliability of the V8. 2, I'm going to boost it. And just being real, you can make more power, more reliable power out of a V8 than you can a 4-cylinder. So there's that thing. I mean, that honestly should be pretty self-explanatory, and you can make more power way more efficiently, because I mean, that V8 motor coming stock with like 300 horsepower. I turbo that. Even a 600 horsepower, you know, stock motor Trans Am is gonna make some pretty good, you know, low 11, maybe high 10-second passes, and that's pretty much what I'm going for. Because you see, obviously the huge reason why we need the car reliable is because I want to make more content for you guys. I genuinely miss making the racing videos. Like, I seriously miss the racing videos. When we would go to the track, we would test the cars, we would race them in events. Like, I miss that, and I want to get back in the game. And so, since I want to get back in the game, I figure, you know, why not do it now and make this car the car to do it. And of course, just being real, like, me getting that Trans Am, it's just gonna open up just a bunch of possibilities for like great content. So pretty much what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, have the stock motor on it, just have fun in it, whether if it's the 6-speed manual I'm of course gonna make all kinds of videos with that, with the manual car and everything. If I do get the automatic, I'm pretty much just gonna go with whatever falls in my lap. But I'm gonna, you know, make whatever videos I can with that. And then once I have enough funds, just being realistic, once I have enough funds and once I feel like we've pretty much tapped out what we were gonna do with the stock motor and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and boost it. And then we're gonna, I'm gonna be taking it to the track like you know, regardless of what's going on. I'm gonna be taking the car to the track. I'm gonna be making all kinds of videos with it. Like, this is gonna be the new car for the channel, along with the FRS, because in between it I am still gonna work on it. It's just I'm not gonna be going crazy with that car like how I've been, because all my focus is gonna be on that Trans Am. So I'm gonna be able to have a reliable car to drive around and, you know, go to car meets with. I'm going to have a car with some good power so that I can go to the track and race it and do events, both, like, you know, not only at Capitol but at all kinds of other tracks. I can actually bring a race car with me and compete, which is something I have really been missing, guys. I cannot tell you how much I've been missing it. But yeah, now with that being said, the whole reason why I want to go with the Trans Am and why I want to boost it is because boosted Trans Ams sound so mean. And there's so many different setups, but pretty much if you want to go with an automatic setup, the setup most people go for is a 6.0 with an on-3 turbo and a 4L80 with some kind of like rear end from out of, you know, some beefy factory, like an 8 or 9 inch rear end or like a forward rear end. I mean, people do all kinds of stuff with these cars, but it's a proven setup that works. And there's actually a guy, Be More Fox, his dad's Trans Am is actually the 6.0 setup with the 4L80, and I think that's really dope. But I kind of want my car to be a mixture, once I make it, you know, fast enough and everything. I want it to be a mixture overall between that car with the well, not only reliability, but the consistency of the automatic, but as violent as Bud Heavy, because Bud Heavy's Trans Am, which was a stick car, I mean, look. You see what I mean? Like, that's just crazy. And that's what I want to do in my car. I don't know how we're fully going to achieve it yet. This is extremely scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I am absolutely terrified. But I am also so eager and ready to take my racing to the next level and take this channel to the next level. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Thank you, my Patreon backers. You guys, you are supporting me. Like, I'm not saying you guys are catching this on YouTube like you don't support me. Of course you guys support me, but like, you Patreon backers, like, you guys, you take it another step further, and I appreciate you so much. I genuinely do. If you would like to subscribe to my Patreon, it's only $5 a month. We do have a higher membership that is $10, but if you want to just catch like the majority of the videos and everything like that, and where you'll just be missing out on like some other exclusive stuff, you know, with only doing the 5, but still you're gonna get a lot of videos like this one at the, you know, at the same time all the other Patreon backers get it, when YouTube is gonna get it, of course, extremely late. This honestly took a lot for me to make, not necessarily because of the editing or anything like that. This video was easy to make, but making an announcement like this, it just like sets it in motion. So I don't know how long it's gonna take. I do plan on doing this as speedy as possible, but you know, just being realistic, I don't know how long it's gonna take. You know, there's a lot of stuff in this world that's changing, and you know, you already know I'm gonna take you guys with me. Either way, this is something to look forward to. I am starting my journey, looking for a Trans Am. I have found a couple between the price of like $6,000 and $12,000, and I'm pretty much not gonna care about the mileage on the motor. I'm mostly looking for great bodies. I really don't want any rust. or any like just major like body and cosmetic damage. I want it to be a good looking Trans Am. I don't care about how high the mileage is, because I'm gonna just honestly probably blow that motor up and then put a 6.0 in it anyway, so yeah. But if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you get the merch link is down in the description below. Again, thank you guys so much. I'm so happy you're joining me on this next journey, this next chapter with us. If you have any questions, anything you want to know about the next build, just let me know down in the comments. And if I don't answer them in the next video, like whether it's anything specific with the setup and stuff like that, those videos will be coming. But if it's not anything like that, you know, I'm gonna answer them in the comments if I didn't answer in those videos. But yeah, as always guys, you stay classy, stay positive, and have a good day.